Great. All right, guys. So we are going to pop in. Welcome to day one to Six Figure Secrets Simplified. Super excited to have you guys here. I am so excited to share this information with you. This is the system that I have used year after year after year to attract heart yes clients, to create consistent income in my business to the tune of multiple six figures year after year after year, creating $1 million in my business in just 3 years. And one of the things that I really love teaching it is that it doesn't require you to do any wonky, aggressive tactics or all of these trending cycles that you see. Like, we're really going to be diving into the foundations that you want to have to build your business that is going to take you not only to six figures, but multiple six figures, figures as you go, depending on where you are. And even if you don't want to create six figures, but you just want to make money in your business, amazing. That's perfect. These are the things that are going to allow you to have a simple and repeatable system. And that's really key. I'm giving you the steps so that you can absolutely take these steps in a simple and repeatable system so that you know what to do on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly basis. And we just get to put all of these things on repeat. So through the course of building and growing my business, oh, I forgot to record. Let me go ahead and press record here. All right. Zoom has got some different things. Right. So through the course of building and growing my business, I had to figure out like what I was doing because I had great certifications, right? Many of you might also have certifications either as a health coach, life coach, healer, holistic practitioner, right? We're so excited to get these certifications because we have such a passion for helping other people. And yet we don't know how to build a business and we're not really sure like how to monetize those. I know I didn't learn. I didn't learn when I went to massage school. I didn't learn when I went to Nutritional Therapy Association. I didn't learn when I went to my health coaching practice. Actually, I got one main tactic to use, and that just didn't feel in alignment with me because it felt like I was just making all of these cold calls, right? Trying to bring a stranger into a buyer, and that never felt good to me. And I'm like, you know what? No, I'm just a hell's no for that. I'm going to do it in a way that actually feels good, that feels like I'm cultivating connections, that I'm building relationships. And so I found a way that worked really well for me and also other heart-centered entrepreneurs. Yes, heart-centered sales. Yes. So if you're in my world, one of the things that I already know about you is that you're a heart-centered entrepreneur. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. You wouldn't be in my awareness and in my energy field. So I'm super glad to share this information with you today. If you don't have the workbook, pop in the chat, let me know, and I will make sure that you get it. I won't be able to give it to you right away, but I will circle back around and make sure that you get it to your email. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. All right, so this is our Six Figure Secret Simplified, your blueprint to consistently attracting clients and making money in your holistic business that's in alignment with your heart-centered values. If that speaks to you, give me an amen. Give me a thumbs up, pop in something in the chat, and just let me know if this speaks to you. Yeah. Awesome. I need the workbook. Okay, Jen, I will make sure to give that to you. You need it too, but you'll be resourceful and check your email list first. Okay. Yeah. So if you registered, which I know you did because you wouldn't have gotten the link if you didn't, as soon as you registered, you got a welcome email with a link to the workbook. And I will make sure that you all get it again. So I'll make sure to send that out. All right, real quick, some housekeeping stuff. This is what our schedule is going to look like. Today through Friday, we're going to go through 5 days and we're going to cover the 6 steps. So we're going to take it piece by piece, step by step, so that we can make sure that you guys are clear and you are confident in what those steps are. On Saturday, I'm actually going to open it up live for a Q&A call, and I'm going to bring somebody on who is going to share with you the way that they've actually implemented and used the system, right? Because it's one thing for me to say my system's great, right? It's another thing for you to hear multiple people hear how they've implemented it so that you can see how multiple practitioners are able to implement the system. Okay. And then Sunday is a replay day. So you can binge watch replays. If you miss any of the live calls, no worries. You will absolutely have access. We've actually created a hub. We've actually created two places that you can access the replays. One is a hub, which we will be sending out after this call today. And we will upload the calls every single day so that you can have access to them. Another place that you can find them is inside of the Facebook group. So Build a Six-Figure Business for Conscious Coaches and Wellness Professionals is our Facebook group. And for those of you that are watching from Facebook land, just go ahead and give me a hello or a hi in the chat. And we have created a guide for you. So we will also put the link to the workbook in the guide section, as well as all the replays. So two places that you can find this easily. And then I don't have here on April 1st, but April 1st, we're actually going to be coming back. We're going to be doing a bonus closed door session. What that means is that I will not be streaming it into Facebook. It will be only a live training for where and how to find paying clients, right? That is actually one of the biggest questions that I get. I actually just posted something last week to say, if you had an answer to one main thing in your business that you felt would propel you forward, what would that be? And where to find clients was the number one thing. So I'm going to take you through, we're going to do a whole bonus session where you basically are going to have a VIP experience with me. And we're going to talk about where to find it. You can ask me questions. You're going to get some laser coaching. And again, that is on April 1st. That is a closed store session. All of the days, 12 o'clock Eastern time. All right. And then we've got a little calendar here so you can see. Today, we are going to dive into alignment. So as we go through these 6 steps, you will see that step 1 is going to be alignment. Step 2 is going to be design. How are we designing our offers? How are we designing our signature system? We're going to be diving into that tomorrow. Step 3 is going to be attract and nurture. And this is actually the beginning of what I call the nurture method. And this is a heart-centered marketing and sales system that I'm going to teach you. It's 3 steps. It allows us to attract people into our ecosystem that are good fits for us and that are looking for support, not just the tire kickers or the looky-loos who aren't interested, right? How do we nurture them and actually create connections and relationships before we invite people to work with us? So I'm going to take you through that 3-step pathway. On day 3, we're going to cover the first 2 steps. How do you attract and nurture? And then on day 4, we're going to talk about all about heart-centered sales. How do we invite from a place that feels really, really good? Not wonky, not icky, not salesy, not aggressive. Okay. Day 5, we're going to talk all about empowered leadership. What does it mean to be an empowered leader? What does it mean to build and grow your business from this place of confidence and empowerment so you can help your clients get the transformation that they want? So all of that is inside your workbook. So before we dive in, I want you to just kind of take a moment to take a look at this map and see where you are on this pathway. There's no wrong answer here. One's not better than the other. I just want you to kind of see, okay, where am I? The first place is, are you just starting? Have you just gotten your certification? You've got the passion, but you have little or no clients. You're not really sure quite yet how to do this business thing. And getting a client feels like dumb luck. I actually had one of my clients say that to me. She's like, I don't even know how I got this client. It just feels like dumb luck. So you're not really sure yet. What's the system, right? You don't have a system yet. You don't really have a process yet. So if that's you, I want you to just pop that in the chat that you are at the invisible stage. Okay. The second stage is emerging. You're getting some visibility, right? Maybe you are doing a talk, or maybe you've started a Facebook group, or maybe you're making some Facebook posts. You're getting some visibility. You're getting some paying clients to the tune of maybe 25 to 60K a year, but you're probably undercharging for your services. You know, as a matter of fact, that you're undercharging your services. You know, and you see that you should be charging a little bit more than where you are now. Yeah. Alyssa says invisible stage. Great. Jen says, I was at emerging, then it dried up, and now I'm back to invisible. Okay, that is so good to know, Jen, because I'm actually going to be sharing what I'm sharing with you are foundational principles that work regardless of regardless of what's happening in the economy. Okay, these are foundational principles. These are not like, let me just try to implement this tactic, right? Tactics and trends are what tend to dry up. So we're going to be talking about how we can actually keep this going. Sarah's invisible stage with 2 folks interested in working with me once I have an offer. Okay, great. Cool. We're going to definitely want to talk about your offer tomorrow. So be sure to come back tomorrow, Sarah. The next step is you're magnetizing. You're around at 60 to 100K. You're getting engagement. You're building a community. You're feeling good. You're like, yes, this is finally starting to work, but it's not consistent, right? This might be where you're like, amazing. I hit a 10K month 1 month, and then next month, nothing, or next month, 2K, right? It's not yet consistent. Some months are great, others are not. And then the final stage is mastery, where you are at 100K. Maybe you've maxed out your one-on-one coaching services. You're ready to scale. And you're like, all right, I've got a nice system going down, but what has got me to 6 figures is not necessarily the process that takes me to multiple 6 figures. You need to begin to learn the next steps for scaling. And so if you're there, you're going to be at that. And it's actually time to start getting in the room with people that are playing at a higher level than you, begin to build out some strategic partnerships and collaborations. Okay. So wherever it is that you are is perfect. If you are at any of these stages, this is totally going to work for you. As a matter of fact, I keep coming back to these as well, right? I keep coming back to the principles that I am going to teach you today. All right, this whole week. So your 5 core pillars, and here's what I want to share is the foundation of everything that I do in my business. These are kind of the values that I have built and grown my business. So you can see if this resonates with you, right? You can see if, you know what, this sounds really, really good. This is the way that I want to build and grow my business. So the first pillar that I teach my clients is always going to be mindset, always and forever. Because if we are not in the identity of who it is that we want to be, we are not going to be able to build and grow a business. We're constantly going to be looking for what's not working. We're constantly going to be in that scarcity mode. So mindset really is 80% of our success. And so mindset is a component of any of the programs that I teach inside of my business, because that is what is allowing us to take inspired action. It's going to be what allows us to stay in the experience of service first, which is the next one, right? When we are serving with value and we're helping our clients with solutions so that we can help them get the results that they want, that's our number one come from, right? When we are in this place of how do I build a relationship? How can I let generosity be the cornerstone of my heart-centered business? We have to serve and create a relationship first before an offer is made. And yet that is actually the opposite of what is being taught. It was the opposite of what I was taught. And it's one of the reasons why so many of what's being taught out in the world is not resonating, and it doesn't work, and it doesn't feel good, and it does feel salesy, and it does feel slimy for many of us, right? Because so much that's being taught is, how do you overcome somebody's objection? How do you get the sale? How do you just get the client? How do you convince or persuade somebody to work with you, right? And you're left feeling that if I don't say just the right thing, then I'm not going to have a client say yes. And that is actually not where we want to be. That's actually in a very scarce place. The energy feels very, very needy. And what we're doing is we're actually repelling people in our world. So instead, we always want to come from service first, right? How can we serve first? How do we give value? How do we help people create wins? How do we connect with people and just be a real person, right? So if that sounds good to you, definitely like give me a heart, give me a thumbs up. We get to do this work. We get to serve first. Yes, great. And we get to make great money doing it. Okay, so this is not an either or. This is not I get to be heart-centered, I get to be service-oriented, I get to be spiritual, or I get to make money. As a matter of fact, this service first is the way for you to make money in your business. Sales actually become a side effect. Okay. The third pillar is what I'm teaching you over the course of the next several days, and that is having a simple and repeatable system. The Soulful Abundance System is what I teach inside of my Activate Abundance Academy, and simple is the key. If you take nothing away from these next 5 days, I really want you to take away simple is the key. Complexity kills. When we're in our head spinning and making things way too complicated, that actually kills our business, kills our momentum, kills our dreams, kills our inspiration. So what we want is a simple strategy that's repeatable. And that's what I'm going to give you. It's the way that you get to share your message, serve your clients, build an audience, and enroll in paying clients so that you can create the income and impact you desire. Now, in order to do that, we need to have a method for actually attracting people into our ecosystem and inviting them to work with us. And so I'm going to be sharing with you that next piece, which is the nurture method. Marketing is simply sharing your message, but we have to do it, y'all. Like there's no way around it. We have to either show up and be visible and share and give value, or we have to pay somebody else to do it. Right. And I know that you didn't get into this work to be a marketer. And I know that you didn't get into this work to be a salesperson. And we're going to actually, I'm going to end up challenging your beliefs around what marketing really is and what sales really is. Because when it boils down to it, marketing is just saying, hey, I'm here and I can help you. And sales is just saying, would you like support? Would you like to walk through this door so that you can have support to get your transformation? It's just an invitation. It's not a have to close the deal at all cost, okay? And then the last piece is inspired and empowered action. We are only taking action from a place of the abundant mindset, from a place of service, from a place of feeling good and empowered and in alignment with what we're here to do with our work. Okay, so inspired and empowered action is very, very different than hustly action. Hustly action is, I'm going to do all the things and I've got to do these things because I have to get the client, because I have to pay the bills, I'm going to close the deal and yada, yada, yada. Right. So that is actually very hustly energy. That's saying, I don't have what it is that I want right now, so I have to work really, really hard to get it. Okay, that is not the same thing as inspired action. When we are taking action from a place of abundance, and an inspiration, we're taking action from a place of I feel so good at what I get to do in the world that I'm excited about sharing it. I'm excited about giving somebody an opportunity to get off of their pain island. I'm excited to help somebody stop struggling, stop hurting, so that they can have a different experience of life. Right. And when we're in that place versus how do I get the client? How do I close the deal? How do I overcome the objections? It actually becomes fun to build your business. It actually becomes easy to build your business. And people are naturally attracted to you because they don't feel that salesy, slimy, icky, somebody's just trying to sell me something energy. Right. I know you've all felt it. I've felt it too. All right. How's this sound to you? Sound good? Give me a thumbs up, pop a yes in the chat for me. Let me know we're ready to go. All right, here we go. So alignment is always going to be key, right? As I shared with you above here, the abundance mindset. Step one, we want to align to who you truly are. This is so, so important, you guys. From today until forever, I want you to claim that you are already an abundant and empowered six-figure plus coach, leader, practitioner, whatever it is, okay? Because if you do not claim it now, you cannot have it. I'm going to say that again. If you do not claim that, you cannot have it. We can only bring things to us that we are excited and in this place of joyful expectation. And one of the things that I knew is that when I started building and growing my business, even though I might not have seen the six figures in my bank account yet, I got to show up in the world as an abundant and empowered six-figure coach. Okay. And so I actually had a special reminder go off on my phone every single day. And it started off as January is a 10K month, February is a 10K month, March is a 10K month, April is a 10K month. I had already claimed that I was a six-figure coach and I was calling it in and I was speaking as if it's true right now. And guess what started happening? 10K months, and then 20K months, and then 30K months, and 40K months, and 50K months, and beyond. Okay. But we have to start there. We can't be like, oh, yeah, I guess I'm, going to be a successful coach once I see the 10K in the bank account. No, in order to see the money in the bank account, you actually have to claim that for yourself now. Okay. So I want everybody to pop in the chat. I am a six-figure, whatever it is, six-figure coach, practitioner, life coach, guide, whatever that is. Just pop in the chat for me. Same thing for those of you that are on Facebook. Pop in the chat, I am a. Everything that you put after I am is what you're drawing to you. It's what you're attracting to you. It's what you're resonating to. And when you do that, you're going to start bringing opportunities into your world, clients into your world that you can actually serve and that are a really good fit for you. So, who are you and why are you doing what it is that you do? Let's get really, really clear about that. Why are you actually doing what it is that you do? Think about that for a minute. I know it's not just to make money. Money is a really great side effect. It gives us choices, it gives us freedom, it gets us to create lifestyle, it gets us to do amazing things. But who really are you and why are you doing what it is that you do? For me, I shared a little bit of my story. I didn't know what to do in order to build and grow a business. I tried to piece things together. And I'm like, you know what? This is a hell no. Like, once I learned how to do it, it became a mission of mine to actually share this information so that more women could do this in a quicker way than I did. Okay. And then who does your work serve? Who does your work serve? If you're not sure who your work serves, then it's going to be really hard to create an offer and it's going to be really hard to know where to find your clients, right? We need to know who it is that we're serving. So, who is it that you're serving? Who is it that you're serving? And here's a trick, here's a little key. Your ideal client, who you're serving, is going to be a previous version of who you are. Okay. It's most likely going to be some version of you that has struggled with whatever it is that is on your heart to help people with. Right. So when I looked back, I'm like, who do I serve? Well, I was a yoga teacher, a massage therapist, health coach, life coach, nutritional therapy practitioner. All of those things are holistic entrepreneurship. Right. So who do I serve? A previous version of me, somebody who falls in the category who is a woman who wants to build and grow a thriving holistic business with heart, right? So who does your work serve? Okay. How does your work serve them? So not just who does your work serve, but how does it serve them? What is the pain point that they are solving? What is the result that you're helping them with? How are you helping them step out of the struggle that they're in? How does your work serve them? When you're clear here, you are going to actually be able to talk to your ideal client and they're going to be able to self-identify and they're going to know that you are their person. So if you don't know yet how your work serves them, this is your homework tonight. Who do you serve and how does your work serve them? What happens if they don't find you? What happens if they don't find you? If they don't find you, they are going to stay in whatever pain and struggle they're in. When I first start working with clients, we start from the place of Pain Island, where's your ideal client, and Pleasure Island, where do they want to go? If they don't find you, what happens to them? How does that impact their relationships? How does that impact their sense of self? How does that impact their life? How does that impact where they are in their world? Maybe their relationship with their spouse or their children, maybe their job if they're still working. What happens if they don't find your work? This is super, super important. I want you to own the value of your work. You would not have it on your heart to serve people with the work that you do if there were not people already looking for you. So I want you to claim this. Claim the value of your work. What happens if people don't get an opportunity to find you? And here's one thing. I want to give you an example of this. I'm so grateful for all of you that are here doing the work in the health and wellness area. I've got my mom and my stepdad and my dad. And there are two completely different ways of being and ways of living, right? And I'm so grateful for those of you that are actually serving others and help them to create happier, healthier lives. Because without you, my dad would actually still be struggling with He's aging. He's 80 now. My mom is in her late 70s. My mom's doing great. She runs around, she plays tennis. My stepdad throws the kids around in the pool when they come to visit, right? My dad can barely move. Like we just went to visit him and he's in a wheelchair. He has back problems. He's overweight. He has COPD. His hearing is going, right? Two completely different experiences, right? Without you, somebody stays in that place which lacks quality of life, which lacks having a way out of their pain and lack of skills and lack of understanding on how they can have a different experience of life. So what happens when your ideal client doesn't find you? What happens if they do find you though? Right? So if they don't find you, that's what it looks like on Pain Island. When they do find you, what does that look like? What is the experience that they get to have instead? Right? What does it look like for them when they finally have this different experience of life by working with you? Maybe they feel more confident. Maybe I know Christine is here and she works with women who want to have a sober life, right? Maybe they don't no longer have to stuff their feelings or use alcohol to feel a way in their business or in their life, right? So what happens when they find their work? Maybe they feel more fulfilled. Maybe they feel more joyful. Maybe they feel more free, more confident, pain-free, or less pain, right? I want you to write that down. This is important. We touched already on how does finding your work affect their family, the community, and the whole world. We tend to be in these little bubbles, right? And we forget that what we're doing is actually creating ripples in the world. When you touch one person's life, you are creating a ripple effect because when that person has a different experience of life, when they even take 1% step out of their pain and out of their struggle, they are impacting the world in a different way. Can I get an amen on that? We tend to forget that, right? Yes. Okay, great. So, Sarah, so burnout, women who feel overwhelmed, anxiety, depression. Yes. Oh my gosh. So what happens when they get out of it is they get to embody their sovereignty. They get to step into a higher calling. They no longer feel this sense of dread and depression and anxiety. Yes. Oh my God, how powerful is that? And then how does that impact their family, their community, the world when they are able to show up in the world like that? Right? So I want you to see how powerful and how important you are and the work that you are doing. Can you see that? Type yes in the comment if you can see that without you, these ripples are not happening in the world. This is so, so important, my friends. I want you to know how important you are. It really, really is important. And look, for those of you that are like, yeah, but I don't have clients yet. I don't know where to find clients. I'm not sure who would want to work with me. I'm not sure who would pay me to do XYZ. Those are all just the ego mind. That is all just that chit chatter, that fear that is talking in the background. What's true is that you are here to serve because you are doing this work already. You're working on yourself. You've already gone through certifications. You've already created a different experience for yourself, and you are meant to use this in service of others. And when we use our gifts in service of others, we get to create the both and. We get to help people have an amazing life and feel better and feel fulfilled and create ripples in the world. And we get to be well paid sharing our gifts. Okay. So let's talk about that from a well paid standpoint. How much money would you like to make from your work this year? If we take a look from now, today is March 25th, from now until the end of the year, how much money are you deciding to earn from your work? What does that look like? And if you're here on Zoom with me, go ahead and pop that in the chat. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and pop that in the chat with me too. How much money are you deciding to earn from your work? And it really is a decision, right? Cool. Alyssa says, absolutely. Sarah, 140 grand. Amazing. Beautiful. I want everybody to give me a number. 100. Amazing. Great. 20K. Amazing. From now until the end of the year, Jen? Okay, awesome. No wrong answer here. Great. Jennifer Pearson, how much? How much do you want to make between now and the end of the year? What are you claiming? We get to claim it first. We got to claim it first in order to have it. Alyssa says 135. Amazing. Yeah, it's been more than I've made in a while. Okay, great. Awesome. So here's the fun thing about money. First of all, money is just a tool and money is just energy. Money wants to be told where to go. What are you going to do with that money? What are you going to do with that 140, 150, 135, 20K, whatever that is? What are you going to do with it? Great. Jennifer's giving me 150. Amazing. What are you going to do with it? How is that going to change your life? How is that going to change your life? So Jen, when you bring in 20K, we just want to be like, all right, with this 20K, this is what I'm going to do, right? Maybe I want to pay off a credit card. Maybe I want to go on a vacation. Maybe I want to put this towards putting my kids through school, right? Christina says, reinvest in my business and renovate my condo. Amazing. Great. Jen says it's validation. Great, great, great. Yeah. Pay off debt, get dental work, travel, visit family. Amazing. Invest in retirement, health insurance, more. Yes, 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 yes. Money needs to know where to go. It's one thing to say, I want to make this money. And it just kind of feels kind of ethereal, right? It's like, yeah, it's just kind of hanging out there, but I don't really think it's going to happen. Money really wants to know where to go. So we want to say, okay, I want to create 150K. And when I bring that in, I'm going to pay off debt. And when you say live freely, Jennifer, I want you to get really clear about that. Like, what does live freely mean, right? And help others through donation. Great. If you want to help others through donation, what places do you want to invite people, or where do you want to give the money to through donation, right? So what does live freely mean specifically to you? We really want to get specific here, okay? Because it's more than just making money, right? Great. So she says she wants to be in abundance without money worries. Okay, get even more specific. What does that mean without money worries? Does that mean I want to pay my bills every month and have this extra money that I can spend without worry? Or does it mean I want to pay all my bills and then put a certain percentage into savings and a certain percentage into travel, right? The more specific we can get, the more we're actually making it real in our energy field and in our life. Okay, we actually want to see it happening, right? I am so damn excited to create this $150,000 because I'm going to take that and I'm going to use this much and I'm going to donate it here. You know, for example, I love to donate. I create scholarships. I also give to a local food bank here that is really, really important to me that feeds families, right? So I give back to women and I give back to my community. That's really important that I know that I'm calling in and a certain percentage is going there, right? I also have kids, right? So I get to be a mom that gets to pay all my bills and help them, right? I've already put 2 boys through college. I've got another one going through in the fall, and I've been able to do that without having to take off loans. That's been really important to me. And they don't have to take out loans either. I don't want them starting, college in debt. So we all have different things that are important to us. So one's not right or wrong. The important thing is that we're really clear with what we want to do with the money. Okay. So again, how does earning this money serve your goals, purpose, and vision? If you were making this money already having it, how would that serve your goals? How would that serve your purpose? How would that serve your vision? So Sarah, when you have this 140K coming in, how is that going to serve your goals, your purpose, and your vision? So goals for life, purpose for helping others, and vision, just general vision for the way that we want to be in the world and serve.
Can I speak?
Yeah, please. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah, typing, I'm like, oh,
It's a lot to type, right? Yeah.
so 140K. So one, it's like when I have all my needs met and I'm still working, I'm doing all of my own healing and
Mhm.
stuff, I'm able to show up authentically for my clients. And first and foremost.
Yeah.
And then being able to get, like little work things as so how does it serve my goals? Well, I feel better in my body and I'll feel healthier because I'm able to get my dental work done and I'm not worried about like my old student debt and accruing interest where I could be accruing interest in a, retirement account.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I'm able to reinvest into, advertising and ads and things like that so I can reach more people and help
Mhm.
more women like just feel okay in their body. Ugh,
I know, right?
yeah.
Yes. Yes. Amazing.
And I
Yeah.
want to model that for my siblings who feel weighed down by a lot of things. So
Mm,
yeah. I'm
I
so
feel
happy
that.
I'm here.
I'm so glad you're here too. Yes, absolutely. And you get to we get to see that receiving money is not a greedy, icky thing. Receiving money is a way that you actually get to serve your goals, your purpose, and your vision. Because here's the truth, if you're struggling to pay the rent, if you're struggling to just get by, that's honestly not serving anybody. When you earn money, it's actually a high service because when you are able to pay for your dental work, when you're able to reinvest in your business, that means that you are able to have the support that you need to get this vision and this message out in the world and in front of people who need you. Right? And yet, so many women are stuck in this place, especially spiritual entrepreneurs, especially wellness entrepreneurs. That's for some reason we should just be giving our services away for free. And I want to say no, that is actually not in service to your clients for multiple reasons. Number one, in order for you to be the best you that you can be, and to show up as an empowered leader, and to show up as a healer, and to give people the best of your time and energy, you have to be able to receive. You have to be able to receive income, right? If you're working, at Starbucks at a barista 8 hours a day and then coming home and trying to serve a client just to barely pay the bills, you are already in this energy of fear and worry. And I'm not sure how to pay the bills and I got to get a client, right? But when you are earning money and you're allowing yourself to get your needs met and more, it is going to be of high service to your community because you can give back, to your clients because you can show up as the most powerful version of you. Okay, to your clients that need you to be energized, healthy, happy yourself so that you can be the model that you want to be, right? Yeah, awesome. Let's take a look next. Does anybody else want to share? I would actually love to kind of keep going in this conversation just a little bit. Christina, are you still here with us?
I'm here.
How does earning money serve your goals and how is it a high service for you?
Um, how does it help me? Wait, can you rephrase that? Like,
Can you
think about it.
see can you see the screen?
Oh, yeah, I can see it. Okay. How
Okay.
does earning this serve my goals, purpose, and vision? Well, you know, when I sit down and create the vision of what my life looks like, I can't get there without, making the money to get there. I mean, that's part of it. That's part of the
Mhm.
journey.
Yeah.
I feel like I am I don't want to say like I have well, I guess, I do. I do have a gift. I have a gift of how I serve. I have the gift of my experience, which led me to be a health coach so that I could give back what I got.
Mhm.
And getting the money from that is kind of just like a bonus. Um, so this is all towards, and actually it's funny that word purpose. I was just thinking about that this morning when I was kind of going through all my daily alignment, and my gratitude is that there was a time when I didn't have purpose. Like I didn't even know like what my point for being here was.
Mhm.
And that's when I was in a really dark place. So earning this money is really more of like a byproduct of like the opportunity that I have today to give back what I got on my healing journey.
Yeah. Beautiful. So good. We all, because we're human, we all have a sense of wanting to have a purpose in life, right? We all want to feel purposeful. We all want to feel like we're making a difference in the world. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with wanting to help change the world. We get to do that. And we get to do that in a way that feels really good for us. And each one of you have been called to do it in a very unique way. No one else can do the work the way that you're doing the work. I don't care if each and every one of you are a health coach, nobody's going to be able to serve your clients the way that you can serve your clients because you have a different experience of life. You've had to overcome different challenges. You've come through different hardships. And the clients that you are meant to serve are looking for you and specifically you, and they are out there. And the way that I know that is because you wouldn't have it on your heart to do this work if they weren't. God doesn't do that, right? The universe doesn't do that for us. It doesn't say, "Oh, I'm going to give you this passion," and then have no way to fulfill it. It doesn't happen like that. The passion is put in our heart because there is a way to fulfill it, because there are people already looking for you. Awesome. Thank you, Christina. Okay, so I want to talk about the abundance formula. And this is something that is important to remember, that the abundance formula, and it's important that we do this in the right order, okay? The inner game, which is why we start with alignment, with energetic alignment, with our mindset, with claiming that our work is valuable, with claiming that we have a right to have an amazing life, with claiming that we get to do this work and be of service and feel purposeful and feel good and confident and healthy. That's our mindset. We have to start there. That comes first. Then the outer game comes. Then the outer game comes. Then the strategy. Then the action steps come, right? Those two combined, inner game, our mindset and our energy, plus the outer game, which is the strategy and our actual inspired actions. We got to action these, folks. We don't meditate our way to success. I wish that was true, but we got to take action, right? That's what equals abundance. And abundance is more than just wealth. It's a combination of freedom. It's a combination of joy, and it's a combination of wealth. Okay. Abundance is all of those things. Okay. And when we are living an abundant life, that means that we are able to do the work that we're here to do and feel purposeful and confident and free, and also have the money that changes our lives, our families' lives, and others. Okay. So the framework, the Soulful Abundance System, is the framework that I'm going to give you. Okay. Like a scaffolding. Like if you were to build a house, you would have a blueprint, right? That would say, this is where the kitchen is. This is where the bathroom is. This is where the stairs are. This is where the master bedroom is. This framework that I'm giving you is a blueprint. Okay. And it's designed to help you create an abundant and thriving business. It's designed to help you create an abundant and thriving business. Okay. That feels good, right? No wonky, icky, salesy required. Yeah, Sarah.
What was that first part? Under abundance is more than just wealth. It's a
Yeah.
combination.
Joy, freedom, and wealth. Joy,
Okay.
freedom, and wealth. It's all three.
Nice.
Yeah. Right. We don't have to say, well, I can have wealth, but I can't have freedom. Or I can have freedom, but no wealth. Right. Or I can be happy, or I can make money. Right. Those are old paradigms that no longer serve us. Those are actually very outdated paradigms that you actually might still have playing in the background programming. Right. Well, I got to work hard in order to have money, and I'm probably not going to like what I do. So I'm going to have to work hard for 60 years and then I can retire in order to have fun and freedom. Right. That's just like, no, we're no for that. We get all of it. We get to have an experience of freedom. We get to be able to also have wealth, and we get to have fun doing it. It's okay to have fun building an abundant business. It's okay to to have well-being and stay in alignment and integrity and have an amazing business. We get to do that, right? Yeah. Number 2 is we get to serve rather than sell. And I'm not saying that making sales is a bad thing, but what I'm saying is that we get to come from this place of service first, instead of how do I close the deal at all costs? Because that's what's taking you out of the game, is your previous programming around sales, right? We get to create heart-centered sales because it is in service to your client. If they don't work with you, they're stuck on Pain Island, right? It's like saying, yep, I see that you're struggling. And then we actually never invite them to hop in our boat to take them over to Pleasure Island. they never hop in the boat to go someplace different, they can't have a different experience of life, right? So serving them first is saying, I've got you, I'm here for you, come on in. And when they say yes to hopping in the boat, that's the sale that is going to allow them to have this different experience, right? Number 3 is we want to have a simple, can I get an amen on simple, and simple and repeatable strategy to grow your practice to 6 figures. Why simple and why repeatable? Simple because complexity kills, and when it's complex, we don't take action. Repeatable because if we keep starting over, if we start saying, well, I'm going to do this. Nope, I'm going to do this. No, I'm not. If it's not repeatable, we're starting at square one every time, and we're not actually able to master the process. We want to have a simple and repeatable strategy so that we can master this process. So we know what to do and we get to put that on repeat. So that just becomes a natural way of how we build and grow our business, right? Yes. Oh my God, how much easier is it when it's simple, when it's clear, when it's focused, and when it's repeatable? Great. Number 4 is this is designed to create know, like, and trust. Strangers will not buy from you. This is not about trying to drag a stranger off the sidewalk and drag them inside to your offer suite. Strangers do not buy. People will only buy from you or decide to work from you when they have an experience of knowing you, liking you, and trusting you. And guess what, people? That doesn't have anything to do with saying the exact right thing. That has to do with how you make them feel, how you're serving them, how you're connecting with them, how you're relating to them. Yes. Cool. We want to build connection. Number 5, connection and relationship for your audience. That's important. Before we invite anybody to work with us, right? Again, we want to build connection and we want to build relationship. That's why these are foundational principles. These are not going to be trendy tactics that fall apart. Okay, these are what I'm teaching you here also works online and in person. So for those of you that want to do this online, I've got you. And for those of you that want to do it in person, I've got you too. As a matter of fact, I pull both of those because I love both. I just got back from an amazing retreat that I ran with 14 women who got to have this incredible experience for 3 full days. And we got to create an experience of connection and relationships in 3 days that would have taken us a year just on Zoom calls, right? So I love both. So if you want both too, I've got you. If you only want in person, I still have you. If you only want to do online, no problem. You get to have both, okay? We want to deliver valuable content, that can be repurposed, right? One of the things that we're going to talk about is having a signature system. The more you talk about your signature system on repeat, the more people hear it, the more believers in your process and in your system, and the more buyers you have, right? So the content that can be repurposed to give your audience a win or an epiphany, a quick win or an epiphany, okay? What you're getting here with me over the next 5 days is designed to help you create both of those, a win and an epiphany. It's designed to get you thinking in a different way so that you can see that you can take action on the epiphanies that you are getting out of this workshop. Okay. And you get to do that too, whether you're doing it online or in person. That's what I teach inside of actually my Activate Abundance Academy. Your framework is designed to increase enrollments into your paid programs. Remember, your paid offer is in service to helping your person get off of Pain Island. I am, without apology, going to share with you how you can have my support implementing the system later on in the week if it resonates with you. But I promise you, I am not going to drag you across the finish line. I am not going to try to convince you or persuade you that you need me, because that's not how I work. Okay. But I know that when I lead with value, when I lead with service, when I help people create quick wins and epiphanies, even if now's not the time, I get to continue to be in relationship and connection with you. Okay. So I will share with you a way that you can continue to have support and implement what I'm teaching in a customizable way that works for you and for your business later on. This is going to allow you to turn your audience into connections that are, I'm sorry, turn your audience into clients that actually stay with you. Okay. One of the cool things is that when we build our business based on connections and nurturing and relationships, your people want to stay with you. They want to re-enroll with you. And what we know in the market is that about 30% of the people that work with you are going to want to continue to work with you. Okay, so when we are actually creating community, not just a client list, we are actually giving so much value and serving. And the reason why this is important is that when you have people re-enrolling with you, you don't have to keep chasing new clients all the time, right? You don't have to be like, well, I don't have any clients today. What am I going to do? Well, guess what? You've got people coming into your ecosystem at different times, at different places through the year. Some are going to say yes now. Some are going to say yes in 6 months. Some are going to say yes again. So you have consistent income, consistent clients, consistent cash flow in your business. Okay. What I'm teaching you this week is also going to help you know what the needle movers are in your business, so that you can focus on those daily. Anybody feel like they're just not sure what to do, how to do it, when to do it? I know I didn't. I'm like, I don't know what the needle movers are. Attract, nurture, invite are going to be your needle movers. And that's why I focus on that nurture method. Attracting people into your ecosystem, nurturing them and building relationships, and inviting people to work with you on repeat is what is going to help you build and grow a business. And there's multiple ways to do attraction, multiple ways to nurture, multiple ways to invite people to work with you. And that's what we're going to dive into today or this week. Number 10, take inspired action so you create a thriving and sustainable practice. Without action, without taking inspired action, you're not going to get results, my friends. I can't do it for you. Nobody can do it for you, right? I can't like jump inside your body and like do the things, just like you can't jump inside your client's body to do the things, right? So it is important that the information that you're getting, that you actually implement it. Because when you implement it, what that does is it allows you to get feedback. You're like, oh, let me do this thing. Let me try this thing that Chris said. And then you're going to get feedback. How did that work? How did that feel? I'm not really sure. Great. That's actually a really good place to be, because then you can try something else. But when we stay stuck on the finish line, when we're getting ready to get ready, nothing happens. Yep, there is no failure, only feedback, right? So it is absolutely imperative that you commit to taking the action, and you take the action even if it feels wonky, even if it feels scary, even if it feels shaky. It's okay, because confidence grows by doing, right? So I want you to give yourself permission to, and if you might want to write this down, action is the antidote here. When we take action, it gives us feedback. When we take action, I want you to think of it like an experiment. Action is the antidote. We're not focused necessarily on the outcome. We're focused on taking the action, right? If we're only focused on 10K months, but we're not focused on the action, we can't get to the 10K months, right? We have to take the action step by step on a daily. So how does that sound to you? Go ahead and come off mute for me, share with me. And Christina, I would love for you to share. How has this helped you? Because you're actually in Activate Abundance.
Because the learning never stops.
I know. No, this is great. No, I love having actually, Alyssa is here too. She actually just finished Activate Abundance. look, you guys get to go through this. Again, this is something that is repeatable and it's something that we come back to all the time. Yeah. Action is the antidote, Alyssa. Yeah. Action is the antidote. Right? We tend to think that once we get the finish line, that solves all the problems. Mm-mm. It's the action that we take, the inspired action that we take. That's the antidote. Yeah. So how has this impacted you, Christina? Knowing kind of what to do, you've got a golden hour going on, you're inviting, you're attracting, you're nurturing, you're doing all of those amazing things.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely like feel I would not have been able to if I did not learn the foundations from you, I would have been where I was last year, struggling to pull it all together. One of the things that has been a game changer for me was weeding out all of the unnecessary items that I actually had. Like there was so much clutter and so much stuff moving around, and I didn't have any order to it. And it was just like the whole simplification was key. And I was like, I really can't believe that I'm like working with so much less, like as far as tools and software and stuff that I thought I needed. And actually is like, I'm in this momentum right now. Like I have clients. I'm doing my first 3-day masterclass starting tomorrow. Like, so I feel like kind of already like gone through round one, so to speak, with you. But like, I love that you have this call because I can keep kind of having that beginner's mind, because right now I'm like, okay, I want to look elsewhere for my ideal client. Like I feel like I've gotten to a certain point and now I'm like, okay, I kind of want to not start over, but kind of start over, you know? So I want to go through the process again and keep going through the process because that's kind of like how it's going to work.
Yeah, that's the mastery. That's the mastery. That's what you get to do, right? So we get to go through the process and then we get to get feedback, right? What do we like? What do we not like? What do we want to repeat? What do we not want to repeat? What do we want to pivot? What do we want to change? And then have support to understand how to actually do that so you can take the action. Yeah. Sarah, did you have any questions? You came off mute, so I just thought maybe you wanted to share or speak into any of this.
Yeah, not the question per se, but so I had been stuck in, I mean, because we met in Savannah a while ago, right?
Yeah.
Connection and stuff. And I wasn't in any kind of like I wanted to be a coach, but it wasn't in any programs. And all the ones I was looking at, I was like, oh, I don't know. It just wasn't it yet. And so I opened a massage practice. Had 2 business partners, and I'm still working there now. But actually, after going through my own coaching program, which I go through my certification event in May.
Hey.
So I'm excited about that.
Congratulations. That's so awesome. Yes, and you can action that, right? You're like, what do I want? Got to take the action to get it.
Yeah, and through the healing work I've done through what I'm learning in the coaching program, I'm like, okay, this is it. I have to do this. Like I've been a body worker an energy worker for like 10 years, which is fine. I'm going to keep doing that.
Yeah.
But I actually relinquished ownership in my business and I'm an independent contractor there now. So I have to do this full time. That's the biggest, scariest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
Putting in years of work and just being like, I'm out,
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell is she thinking?
Yeah.
But I have a bigger purpose and calling to do this. So yeah, I'm ready to go,
Oh, absolutely. Cool. Alyssa, what about you? What have you felt that actually, by the way, Alyssa was with us at our retreat. Whoop, whoop. It was so fun. Alyssa, what do you feel that this framework has helped you with? The system.
So you are definitely getting me confused with another Alyssa.
Oh my God, I sure am. I'm so sorry.
Okay. It's okay.
She spells it the same way too. I'm like, oh my God,
that's funny.
not the same one. Well, I'm so glad to have you here, Alyssa.
And I actually just saw the retreat last night and I said, darn it, I wish I would have known beforehand. But it's all good. Everything is in God's perfect timing. And I did a 5-day training last week with someone else.
Yeah.
I have to say, in this one day, I learned more than I did all 5 days last week.
Yay!
Thank you.
That makes my heart so happy.
Yeah, I feel like this is more, I guess it's more speaking to my heart. And I really like the fact that you broke it down the way you did I took a lot of notes, and I do still feel a little bit overwhelmed, but I know
Yeah.
that it's going to get easier with time
Mhm.
as I continue going through the process.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you're here for sure. Things are going to start, once you marinate on some of this stuff too, you'll definitely, things will start clicking for you for sure. Awesome.
I wanted to say something real quick about like things
Please.
getting easier.
Yeah.
So something that I was talking with like my massage clients and my hypnotherapy clients about is they're like, well, I don't know if it's gonna be easier. I was like, remember when you were a kid and you were just you were terrible at tying your shoes?
Mm-hmm.
And now you don't even think about it. It's like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so it's just kind of I'm like, that can be anything, the unconscious mind taking
Totally.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. 1000%. 1000%. Yeah. Awesome. Ladies, we are at our time for today. So I want to honor your time for carving this up for yourselves and for being here with me. If you would, I would love to just have you guys, each one of you, just come off mute real quickly and just share one aha, one insight, one epiphany, something that you're taking away that is really resonating with you and matters for you.
That money needs to know where to go.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big one for me. I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm restructuring my vision board and blah, 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 blah. So
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Money needs to know where to go. Thank you. Yeah. Who else can share today? What's it
I'll
I
just say-
love that question.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll go after you.
Okay, sorry about that. I love the question. What happens to them if they don't find my work? That really, got the wheels turning, and I'm definitely gonna dig into that even more later on.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. It's kind of like oh, I didn't even think about it that way, right? Yeah. Christina.
It's just really kind of reminding myself and realigning with like my purpose. And it was just funny that I was thinking about that even before this call today.
Mhm.
And like it's nice to make the money, but
Mhm.
I've realized like since working with you that my mindset around it has completely shifted from like this desperate state and like lack of and need of like money and more about like how I'm showing up in the world. And it just helps me to enjoy what I'm doing more. It takes that fear out of it,
Mhm.
that like desperation out of it, and like kind of that grasping and yeah, so it was just nice. It's nice to stay aligned with that, I have a purpose.
Yeah. I love that for sure. And when we're aligned to that purpose and we're aligned to our why, it allows us to keep going. Yeah. Beautiful. Jen says that she has a hard time claiming that she's an abundant six-figure coach. I just don't believe this will happen. Yeah. So, Jen, what would you need to believe in order to see that it could happen for you? Because this idea, I don't believe that this will happen, is actually one of the things that's keeping you from actually having it.
Well, I used to believe it
Mhm.
when I first started. I've been
Mhm.
trying my hand at this. This will be the 5th year.
Mhm.
And, I had all of that rah, yeah, I'm going to make $100,000 this year and
Mhm.
setting that as goals and all that.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it just never happened. And, there's just way more, I've learned there's just way more involved than just having that as an intention.
Yep.
Um,
Absolutely.
so I don't anymore focus on making money so much. And there's just been so much that's happened that has like just shown me that I don't know. I guess I'm just having a hard time believing that it's going to happen for me. It's like
Yeah.
everything I try to do, it just does not work.
So I just want to bring your awareness to, I asked you, what would you need to believe in order to believe that that's true? And you gave me all the reasons why it's not going to happen for you.
Yeah. Well,
So we get to start from mindset first, because it really is like the more we focus on, yeah, all of these things didn't happen, all of these things can't work for me, the more we focus on that, there's no way possible that it is going to happen, right? Whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. So, and I get that you believed before and it didn't happen, right? But your past also does not determine your future.
Sure.
Just because it didn't work for you yesterday doesn't mean that it's not going to work for you tomorrow. Doesn't mean that you might get some, epiphany, aha, insight that you start to implement that's like, oh, okay, now it's working. Okay. But we have to start from that. We have to start from the place of possibility. So what would you have to believe? This is your homework. What would you have to believe to see that it is possible for you? What would you have to believe? And you don't need to answer now, but I do invite you to take time. And if you say that you don't know, that's just your brain trying to keep you safe. If that's something that you really would want to journal on, what would you need to believe about you or believe about the world or believe about other people to see that it actually is possible for you? That's the first step, right? Again, and that's why we start with mindset. That's 80% of the success. Because if I give you the exact right strategy and I say, Jen, this is the perfect strategy, it works for everybody. And you're there thinking, I'm going to implement the strategy, but it's not going to work for me. Guess what's going to happen? It's not going to work for you. It's not going to work for you because the belief's not there. And we have to support our strategy with belief. Have to. Doesn't happen any other way, because what ends up happening when we don't, when we're like, yeah, I'm going to do the action, but it's probably not going to work for me, is we create the result that we're looking for. We start seeing all of the evidence for why it's not going to work for me. We start attracting all of the people who aren't a good fit. We start attracting all of the clients who aren't ready to invest. We start getting on calls with people that are like, no, not right now, right? Which again supports the belief. And it's a wicked cycle that we need to break. And the way that we break that is just starting first. What would I have to believe? And how would it feel if it was working? How would it feel if it was working? Use your imagination. And you don't have to know the how right now. You really don't. But we do have to start there. That has to be a mindset shift if you want it. If you don't want it, no harm, no foul. You get exactly what it, where you can stay where you are, not a problem. Like we all get to choose that, right? We can choose what to focus on, right? But just because it hasn't worked in the past doesn't mean it's not going to work for you. I really just want to affirm that for you. And how do I know that? Because I've been through seasons as well in my business since 2015. Okay. Started in 2013 as a massage therapist, and we all have different seasons in our business. So sometimes it doesn't work until it works. Sometimes it doesn't work until we find what works for us that we're excited and joyful about, and we do start taking the action steps and it does start working. Sometimes things that used to work no longer work, and we have to take a look at, okay, how do I need to shift or pivot around that? Right? Because our business goes through seasons. That's the game of entrepreneurship. But it will come back, right? It will come back. So you've been there already. You've experienced it already. We know that it can happen again. Yeah. Awesome. All right, my friends, I hope you have an amazing day. I will see you back here tomorrow. We're going to dive into the design model, which is going to be super, super fun. So Sarah, we're going to create an offer for you for sure. We need you to have an offer. Yeah, good. And reach out to me on Facebook if you have any questions. I'm here for you. Bye, ladies.